Do you have feelings for a lovely lady but are struggling to figure out if those feelings are mutual? Sometimes it can be incredibly frustrating to maneuver your way through the dating world whilst plucking at the mind of a woman, because does she want you? Does she want to just be friends? It's all incredibly confusing at times, and a lot of men, if not all of them, are still to this day trying to figure out the complex ways of the female mind. You know, what they want, what they actually mean when they do say something. It's so confusing. So don't be disheartened if you are also struggling to figure out if a woman has feelings for you or if she doesn't. Almost all men are still asking themselves this question every day. And so we've taken a peek under the hood of the woman's mind, and we've figured out those key questions she will ask that will show a clear indication that she is interested in you. So buckle up, boys, get your pens ready, and if she asks you any of these questions, then she might actually be really into you. Like and subscribe. Are you single? Now this one is pretty obvious, I think. A woman will ask you about your relationship status at the very beginning of your interaction to make sure that she's not in competition with any other woman or stepping into the dreaded territory of being the other woman. A lot of guys don't always make it known that they are taken or in a relationship. In fact, some of them hide it because they want to experience that feeling of a new lady flirting with them because they get a confidence boost. But a woman will straight up ask you about your relationship status to completely cut out any wasted energy or efforts. She may ask in a roundabout way instead of just straight up asking, depending on her confidence levels. If a woman isn't too confident in herself and has a fear of rejection, she may dance around the subject and ask her question. For instance, she may say, "Oh, are you, with someone else?" to see if you're already in a talking stage with another person, or something like, "Do you say this to all the girls?" Because she's hoping you will reply with something like, "I'm not talking to literally any girl." What's your favourite? It's very well known that women love to absorb information. They could give an elephant a run for its money when it comes to storing information and bringing it up later on with a date and a timestamp. When a woman develops feelings for you and is really into you, she will start to ask you questions about yourself so that she can get to know you better and understand you as a person. The usual questions like what's your favourite colour and things like what's your favourite meal, they are simple questions to ask but can tell you a lot about a person. Their favourite meal will also tell you how spicy they like their food, what their go-to meal cuisine would be, and maybe even where they would like to go with you on a dream vacation. Have you heard? If there's a new restaurant in town or maybe a live band performing and she asks you if you've heard about it through the grapevine, there's a good chance that she's asking you to see if you're free to go. She's asking if you want to go on a date with her without actually asking you out on a date. Crazy, right? She'll ask about something that has sparked her interest that she can gauge to see if it sparked your interest also. Do you have something in common? Having something in common with someone makes those conversations flow so much easier, and developing a relationship becomes a lot more smoother. You'll have common grounds to build upon. However, it is also important to double check that she isn't asking the same type of questions to other people, because worst case scenario, she just wants to know if anybody is interested in checking out the new food place as a matter of just simple conversation. What's your type? Of course, we all want to be attractive to the person we have feelings for, but sometimes, despite being a nice person and getting along great, we may not be their type. Now, everyone has their own preferences when it comes to looks, personality, and expectations. So when she asks you what your ideal woman is, she's essentially asking you if she's your type. Would you date her? She wants to know if she fits your ideal woman in your head or if she's wasting her time and feelings. What do you like to do for fun? This type of question, does what it says on the tin. She's asking about your interests and hobbies so that she can see if yours aligns with hers. She is seeing if the two of you have anything in common to talk about and bond over. Also, having an activity in common can be a good idea for a first date. Now, I know it sounds like a typical dating show question to answer, but it tells her all the information she needs to know. And it shows you that she is genuinely interested in the things that you are interested in. Women wouldn't show an interest in a random guy's hobbies and pastimes if she didn't have feelings for him. So if you hear a question that encourages you to talk about your interests, take this as a green flag that she's into you and she's actively trying to find that common ground with you. Can you help me? It's important to understand that women are not that dumb. They know that men need to feel needed in order to flourish in a relationship. If the girl you are friendly with has started to ask for your help with little tasks here and there, are these tasks things that she could figure out on her own, or are these tasks genuinely needing your time and attention to complete? If the things she is asking for help with are small things that don't require two people's attention, then chances are she's using this as an excuse to spend time with you. She's also feeding your need as a man to feel needed and masculine. What should I do about? One of the easiest ways to see if a woman has feelings for you is to listen out for when she asks for your advice. There are exceptions to this situation, like if she's a work colleague asking to amend a document or handle a customer complaint. That is kind of a given that you could help from your experience in business too. But for the most part, if she is asking for your advice, then she is comfortable around you and wants your input on how you would handle the situation. When she asks for help with a personal problem, it means that she feels comfortable enough around you to be vulnerable and let her guard down. Asking for help can be difficult for some people, so take this as a compliment that she's reaching out to you. It means she trusts you and has feelings for you. Can I buy you a drink? This one is from the very confident ladies. If she's really into you and confident in herself, she will come right out and ask if she can get you a drink, a way to initiate a conversation. The same way a guy would ask a woman to buy her a drink to show his interest, this is exactly what she's doing. Now I know it can be strange with the roles being reversed, but take this as a good sign that she's getting straight to it and quite literally hitting the nail on the head. Now the questions a woman asks you can determine her feelings for you. Some of these may be obvious, like if she asks if you are single or taken, then it's a flashing green light for her feelings towards you. Or she could be a bit more subtle and ask about your day to gauge if you have any free time to hang out with her. It all depends, of course, on the lady herself and her confidence levels. The more shy she is, then the more she will ask those discreet questions. And if you notice that a woman has asked you any of these questions before, then I suggest you go back to her and ask her out on a date. There's a pretty good chance she was telling you that she's into you and you might have missed it. And why not let us know in the comments if you managed to get a first date or not? We would love to hear if any of these tips have helped you. See you soon.